Hey guys, Dan from the Headwaters Kayak Shop, and lately we've been getting a lot of questions about the Feelfree lure family of kayaks. Does the overdrive fit the 10? What's the difference between the 10 and the 11.5? Do I need a 13.5? So I thought I'd do a quick video to educate you guys on the differences on these three boats and help you decide what might work best for you and your budget. So we're going to start with the Feelfree Lure 10. This is the smallest kayak in the family, 10 foot long, 35 inches wide. Still a very high capacity boat, but it is a little bit smaller. So this is a great boat for people that want to float rivers or do skinnier water. All Feelfree kayaks share the same gravity seat. So you've got the adjustable height chair that has 10 different points of adjustment. So that means you can really pick it up and adjust it anywhere you want to go in those 10 different clicks. All the Feelfree kayaks also start off with a molded front handle. They share the same big opening in the front hatch, so you have good access to the inside of the hull. One of the places where the Feelfree 10 is slightly different than the other two boats is in the cockpit. So why don't you come in close here and I'll show you around a little bit. The first thing you'll notice in the 10 is the foot pedals. This boat is not meant to take a rudder, so they use a little bit more simplified foot pedal than they would on the Lure 11.5 or the 13.5. Those two boats use what we call Smart Track. This is just a basic adjustable pedal that allows you to slide forward and backwards and adjust your foot pedals. Here you'll see it's got a center hatch. The center hatch opens up, but it does not go through the boat. This simply is to provide storage. You can put tools, your fish grips, things you want access to throughout the day, but it is not intended for the overdrive. The thought process behind the Lure 10 is let's create a really feature-rich kayak, but keep it under $1,000. So most of the other boats, Feelfree lures, $1,259 for the 11.5, $1,369 for the 13.5. So a lot of value packed into a very small boat, but it doesn't come without a few drawbacks. Anytime you go to a shorter boat, you lose tracking and you lose your speed. So for 10 foot, 35 inches wide, it's going to be more maneuverable, but less tracking. On all the boats, they do run a tri-hole design, and that does help with your tracking because these little grooves in the bottom of the lures help grip the water and keep it going straight. It also creates a ton of stiffness in the hull. You never have any issues with these warping, denting, or flexing. So again, the 10-foot lure is great for if you're floating rivers or in small bodies of water and you want an ultra comfortable seat, easy boat to stand up in. But it does not take the rudder and it doesn't track quite as well as some of the longer boats. Other features that it has is it's got the tracks on the side here. It's got paddle storage on either side, molded in handles, 2 flush mount rod holders, and most importantly on all the Feelfrees is you get a really nice wheel built in on the keel. So when you want to maneuver it around, you have a nice built-in wheel in the keel. So let's have a look at the 11.5 here. I have my demo on the floor and I have it set up to show you guys the overdrive. But let's just take the overdrive out for 1 second. And I'll show it here with the sonar pod installed. So this is how it would come standard. The nice thing about the sonar pod that comes standard on the Lure 11.5 is that you can actually rig up your fish finder on top. You've got 2 waterproof grommets on this hatch. So your transducer wires and your power wires can all run inside. Your battery can live inside here. The extra transducer wire can get coiled up right in here. And your transducer can mount right to the bottom. So that means at the end of the day, you have one unit with all your sonar that you can pull out of the boat and remove. The other thing about the 11.5 versus the 10 is it's a little bit flatter boat. It's also a little bit lower deck. So it just tends to be a little bit more stable, a little bit more forgiving. And for a bigger guy, it's just going to feel more comfortable. It's going to track straighter and have more capacity. So if you're 250 and up and you're thinking about a short boat, you owe it to yourself to look at a little bit bigger Lure 11.5. Probably the biggest upgrade is the fact that you can put a rudder on the Lure 11.5, whereas you can't do that on the 10. So you're kind of limiting yourself. It is a good value at the 10, but you're limiting yourself on what you can do with it. Whereas the 11.5, there's really no limit. If you want to add a rudder, no problem. If you want to float rivers, no problem. If you want to go in more open water, you can do that too. And then the biggest advantage is when you jump to the 11.5 is you can remove the sonar pod and add in the overdrive. So you can buy a kayak for 1,200 bucks, and then aftermarket, get your pedal drive that installs in there. So that's a really cool feature. They're the only kayak that I know of that's doing a setup like this, turning a regular paddle kayak into a pedal drive. So very cool. So if you're a big guy, and you want lots of capacity, lots of deck storage, the Lure 13.5 is kind of the ultimate for that. It's got a huge standing platform, huge open deck, same big storage hatch in the front, same molded in handles, but they also have this cooler hatch that goes in the center. That's a little insulated storage hatch. So things you want access to throughout the day, you could either use it for tackle, you could throw your drinks and throw some ice in there, but a lot of room and a lot of storage right there. You still get the sonar pod, so you have that ability to upgrade to the overdrive if you wanted to add your pedals. It's just a big boat, so if you're paddling bigger lakes or you want to take it to the ocean, or if you're just a bigger guy that appreciates capacity and stability, you can't really get much better in this 13.5. I mean, we've put guys up to 350 pounds in this boat, and they can paddle it very comfortably without ever feeling like they're going to flip it over. Now, with any lure, I suggest you start in a low seat. People make the mistake of grabbing one of these boats brand new, jacking it all the way up and taking it out. Take the time to get used to your boat. If you're getting one of these, start in the low position, get used to your stability. You'll be able to edge this thing all the way over onto its secondary edge, and that boat's just going to want to hunker there on this big bulbous edge. From there, once you get comfortable with that, then start raising your seat up. Do a couple clicks at a time. Don't just go straight to the top. And take some time to use your stand-up bar or stand-up leash here. Pick yourself up, keep yourself stable, keep your eyes at the horizon, feel out your stability. And if you do that and take the time, you'll find this boat is incredibly easy to stand in, even for somebody 6'5", 300 pounds. I think that's about it. Other than that, the features are pretty much the same across the board. It really comes down to like a Goldilocks design. What size is going to work best for your needs? So if you have a small space or you're limited on how you can transport, the Lure 10 gets all the same features and benefits without the rudder or the option for the pedal drive, under $1,000 bucks. The 11.5 is probably our most popular. It gives you the maneuverability of a short boat, but still the ability to put a overdrive on it or put a rudder on it, the sonar pod. And then if you're looking for like a tournament boat, or you're a bigger guy that wants lots of space, lots of storage, lots of tracking and speed, I'd recommend going to the 13.5. As always, like I say in all my videos, you come play Goldilocks, you get on the water and give us the feedback of what you think is going to work best for you. If you're in the California area, Northern California at all, make the trip to Headwaters, come see us and let us get you on the water. If you're not, then go ahead and find a shop local to you that will let you demo it, because ultimately it's your butt in the boat and you got to be happy with your investment. So you guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to click the subscribe button. If I missed anything on my walkthroughs, which I'm sure I did, leave it in the comment section so other people can learn from this video too. Till next time, this is Dan, wishing you happy paddling.